Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, and this is the first episode of Death Note. So couple weeks back, probably over a month by now. So basically, I did an anime poll, and it was to replace Good Omens and Stranger Things. And the show that won first place replaced Good Omens, and that is My Hero Academia. I've already done the first 4 episodes of My Hero Academia. You can go check those out if you want. But the second place winner of the poll was Death Note. So yeah, we're going to be going through Death Note. I'm excited. I know a little bit about Death Note, like the basic concept of it. But I don't know the plot, basically. All I know is there's a kid, I think, and there's a kid, I think, and there's some demon thing, and he has a notebook, and if he writes a person's name, they die, hence the Death Note. Yeah, that's kind of all I know. That's pretty much that. Oh, and there was a Netflix movie that everyone liked, right? Well, we'll get to that when we get to that. This is where I say no spoilers. Just don't put any spoilers in the comments. It's not cool, dude. This is my first time watching through Death Note, so please do not spoil me. With that being said, let's get right into... Oh, wait. Because this is... Hold up. Sorry. I just had dinner. So I've still got, like, food shit in my mouth. Sorry about that. Because this is the first episode, which I don't think there are seasons. I think this is just a straight 37 episode series, something 32, 37, somewhere around there. But this is still the first episode. So if you want to watch my full unedited reaction to this episode for free, I know how I can... words. You can do that, basically. If you go down in the description, you will find a link to my Patreon page. Hop on over there. Hop on over to there, and you will find my full reaction for free. Full, unedited. There's no show footage. You're going to have to provide your own, but I've made it as easy as possible to sync up your footage with my footage, and then you can watch it completely free. It's all nice and good, and then you can come back afterwards for the discussion. Also, if you like full unedited reactions, you can pledge for $5 a month on my Patreon page, and you will get every reaction video I do full length. So yeah. You also get early access. So yeah. And if you pledge early access now, you can go ahead and get episode 2 right now. So yeah. That's pretty much that. With that being said, let's get right into Death Note. Here we go. Okay, guys, so I was hoping that this reaction would be able to go on YouTube, but the original episode was actually blocked twice. It got blocked, I re-edited it, and then that got blocked, so already we're going to have to go to redirects. Sorry about this. It's basically... it's going to be the same thing as what I'm doing with Merlin, if you're watching that series. Basically, if you want to watch my reaction highlight, just the normal reaction where it's just me sitting in front of the camera and you get the nice little reaction footage over here, if you want to watch that, go down into the description of this video and you will find a link to where you can watch that. So sorry again that this has to happen, but sometimes it just does happen. Luckily, I was prepared for this, and this isn't happening like 5 weeks into the show, like it did with Merlin. So yeah, if you want to head out, and if you want to go watch that, you can head down to the description, and then once you're done with that, you can come back over to this video and watch the discussion for this episode of Death Note. So yeah. Man! Man, that just went balls to the wall immediately. Like, wow. That, like, okay, I guess I should have assumed something like this would happen, but man, that went really fast. We didn't really get a progression for him. Like, he didn't really progress into being the god of this new world. He just sort of is now. This is only the first episode. Oy. Okay. That was a lot. That was a lot to take in, actually. Oh my gosh. Like I said, it wasn't really a progression to becoming the god of this new world that he wants to make. It's like, no, it's just, there he goes. He's already written hundreds of names over 5 days. He will create a new world as the god of this new world. Okay. If you guys don't mind, I need to check something. I need to check. Okay, English, subtitles. I need the subtitles off. What does that make the first episode look like? Because that was... Like, okay, I'm doing a little bit of experimentation first. I turned off the subtitles because you guys notice, well, you probably did notice, there were subtitles in the episode the whole time. However, the subtitles did not match up with the English audio. So I think those were the subtitles of the Japanese audio, but the English audio track. So I'm going to look and see if I've taken that out now.
It's been 5 days.
Okay, yeah.
Now then.
Okay, yes, it did. Thank God. I can turn that off. That was messing with me that whole episode, but that's okay. We still got the gist of the episode. Those are going to be turned off from now on, just because they don't match. They don't match with the English audio. So yeah. Okay. That was so fast, man. That went from 0 to 100 really, really fast. It was nuts. Okay, let's just go ahead and go over my notes. If you're new here to the channel, you just came by because you saw Death Note and you were like, I like Death Note, so I'm gonna watch this. I do a discussion at the end, after each episode. Generally runs about at least 10 minutes long. So yeah. So be sure you always watch the discussion. You probably are if you're still here. So yeah. Okay, so let's get into the discussion. The first thing I wrote down, actually, was 40 seconds / details. Because, man, that just shows you how fast this really jumps into. So, the rules of the Death Note, they are very specific, I will say. They are very specific. Like, okay, if you don't write down a cause of death within 40 seconds, then the victim just dies of a heart attack. That's pretty interesting, I have to say. I do like that, you know, you don't have to write something down. You can just write down a name, and then that's just that. But you do have 40 seconds to write down a cause of death, which is interesting. And it can be anything. You can even just put an accident, and that works. There was something else about it, actually. I'm gonna go back and... Oh, that put me over here. Okay, can I... Did that put me back? Yes, okay. I'm gonna skip ahead and...
You see, I've already...
Oh, okay, this DVD is a little complicated. They have part A and part B. So you have to switch between them to get the rest of the episode. So let me look around.
The difficulty of this case lies in its unprecedented.
What the fuck? What the fuck? That's not the... What the fuck? Oh, I see. I see what that was. Okay, technically I got the slightest bit ahead on that, but also technically not. I get it. So when you click on one thing, it doesn't go... It's the time bar is not just all the one episode. It's every episode, and the menu just skips you to different parts of it. I get you. So I got a little bit ahead there. Sorry. Alright, skip ahead. You need to skip ahead to where the rules were.
Looks like the notebook doesn't work.
Give me the rules.
Keep in mind, you can either kill them easily or painfully, huh?
Easy.
Pretty detailed for a prank, I'll give them that. This note will not take effect unless the writer has the person's face in their mind when writing his or her name.
Okay, there's another interesting one. The actual rules are very, like Light said, they're very, very detailed. But I like that, actually. So you have to have the person's face in mind so that when you write the name, the notebook knows exactly who to kill. That is actually pretty interesting because, and because it says so that people with the same name don't die. That's actually weirdly considerate of the Death Note, but that works. I really like that. That sort of like all these rules are actually very interesting. It kind of does put limitations on this. I like it. So
Therefore, people sharing the same name will not be affected.
right,
If the cause of death is written within 40 seconds of writing the person's name, it will happen.
right,
If the cause of death is not specified, the person will simply die of a heart attack.
right.
After writing the cause of death, details of the death should be written in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
Okay.
So depending on the person you have in mind, you can either kill them easily or painfully, huh?
Okay. Okay, I don't get that last one. Hold on. Let me think about that. So let's say, for example, let me think of a name. Bill. We'll make up a name for this. So we'll go with, if we put like Bill Bilson. We just write Bill Bilson. I don't know why I'm actually writing this, but whatever. It's not like I have a death note. So yeah. Otherwise, every character would be dead. Every character I've ever written down would be dead. All right. So what we have to do is, if we just write the name, it kills them with a heart attack. Just plain as can be. Then, but if within 40 seconds of writing the name, you can write down a cause of death. So let's say killed by ducks, for instance. Okay, damn, what was that last part again? Okay.
Written in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds. So depending on the person you have in mind,
I missed it.
easily or painfully affected. If the cause of death is written within 40 seconds of writing the person's name, it will happen.
Right,
If the cause of death is not specified, the person will simply die of a heart attack.
right.
After writing the cause of death, details of the death should be written in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
Oh.
So depending on the person you have in mind, you can either kill them easily or painfully, huh?
Okay. So, again, back to our example. I wrote down Bill Bilson. If there's anyone out there named Bill Bilson, I'm sorry. I just made up a random name. Your name is nice, alright? I'm sorry, man. So, Bill Bilson. I wrote down his name. Then, I wrote down cause of death, in this case, ducks, because we're trying to be stupid about this, apparently. Then, what you have to write down is, I guess, the intensity, or like how exactly it works. So, within 6 minutes, 6 minutes and 40 seconds, again, very specific. Within 6 minutes and 40 seconds, you can put down, like, excruciating. Shouldn't have written this. I shouldn't have written that down because I don't actually know how to spell excruciating off the top of my head. Okay, so, for our example, we write Bill Bilson, and that's it. 40 seconds go by, he has a heart attack. Okay, but we write down Bill Bilson ducks. That means Bill Bilson is going along with his day, no matter what, and then just a bunch of fucking ducks come out and kill him. Okay, but then within 6 minutes of writing how he died, 6 minutes and 40 seconds, I can write excruciating, which will drag out, make it a painful death. Okay. I think I got that. I literally wrote down Bill Bilson, ducks, and excruciating into my notebook. This won't happen in the anime, but God, do I wish it did. I want him to get creative. I want him to be silly about it. That'd be funny. Yeah, that'd be funny. Whatever. Okay, so now now I understand the rules. I get you now. We're good. Alright, I just wanted to really go over that and to be sure I fully understand the rules of the Death Note. Okay, very interesting. I like that. And now my notebook will forever say Bill Bilson, ducks, and excruciating. That's funny. Okay, the next thing I wrote down for my actual notes on the episode was the daycare. That was interesting. His first try with the Death Note, using it on this guy that had taken people hostage in a daycare. And he just wrote down the name, they showed the face, he got the name, he wrote it down, and that was just that. And he was like, oh, well, maybe it didn't happen. And then he saw, it's so spooky, man, that they see it happened. The guy died of a heart attack because he didn't specify anything. That was interesting. But then, after that is when the 5 days pass, right? When exactly? Yeah, so he goes through all this. Yeah, see, at that point he has so many names already. So even this guy wasn't the second. Okay. Alright. So he didn't specify. He was just using the daycare one to try out. So I guess between the daycare and the rapist, he was actually writing names. They showed he had written a ton of names already. And this is not 5 days later. This is not to the 5-day point yet. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. And then he did the rapist. The rapist was the only one he gave, apparently, according to Ryuk, it was the only one that he gave a cause of death. Everything else he just uses heart attacks. Alright. Switching drinks. I thought I would actually get to this during the reaction, which is why I have it. I ain't gonna finish this. Oh well. Alright. So the rapist was the only... Why was it... to go back and hear everything again. Well, good. It means I'm actually getting all this down.
No reason to just give it to someone else. But if you answer
Oh yeah, the mom. Okay, well, I guess we'll talk about Ryuk in a second. I want to hear about the rapist first.
In the first place, you even wrote down specific instructions, so don't try to rid of them all. What's the point of doing that? It's only a matter of time before people figure out that these criminals are being eliminated by someone. I want the world to know of my existence, that there's someone out there passing righteous judgment on the wicked.
Why even bother? What are you trying to achieve by passing judgment on them?
I think I went too far.
No amusement to kill those in the human world either. So I figured I'd have more fun if I came down here myself. Anyway, I'm surprised at how many names you've written. But I want to know why you only wrote the cause of death for that guy who was hit by the truck.
If you don't write down the cause of death, the victim dies of a heart attack. And that's probably the best thing about the death note, Ryuk.
Huh?
You see, I've already exhausted the list of the world's major criminals. And eventually I'm gonna get rid of them all.
What's the point of doing that?
Okay. So he prefers the heart attack. He prefers the heart attack. But because he sees it more as passing judgment. Because there's a... I guess because there's a pattern. He must have just used... He must have just written... He must have just written the cause for the rapist... because he was trying it. Because Ryuk said it's the only one that he wrote an actual cause for. So I guess he was just trying it out. But he prefers the heart attack because someone is going to notice him. Okay. That's interesting. Alright. I wrote down Ryuk. Interesting. So there's a bunch of people in the Shinigami world that I guess they're just bored. They've got nothing to do. So Ryuk was the only one that actually did something. And he specifically dropped the Death Note into the mortal world, into the human world, so that he could get out and have some fun. It was just random that it came to light. Alright, that's interesting. And then, so he's kind of interesting. He's not, I don't know, he's just kind of, I don't know, it's interesting because it's not like, I don't know, he's just there, I guess. He's just there to have fun. I don't know, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. And then I wrote down Light. Man, Light is fucked up. Like, and I said there isn't a lot of progression, but I mean, we do see how he got the Death Note and him starting to use it, but then we just go straight to him being a mass murderer. So that's interesting. And the fact that we just jump 5 days and he's already written hundreds upon hundreds of names. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. So yeah, the 5-day jump was definitely, I don't know. I don't know, because it's like, I guess, I mean, they already showed something, you know, they already basically showed there is something wrong with Light, you know, he's kind of screwed up. But then the fact that, and so basically, I guess the power went to his head, basically. But we didn't see it going to his head. We just cut ahead, and then the power had gone to his head. I don't know. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. I don't know. It's an interesting 5-day jump that they do. The fact that he's gone through hundreds of names already, probably thousands of names already. Just kept going through like all the world's criminals. And I do like it's even confusing Ryuk. Like even he's just like, what the, like, man, you're really good at this. You have gone through so many people, and he's even trying to understand why Light wants to do this, and it's just he basically wants to make the world a better place. Yeah, he wants to make the world a better place, take out everyone who is corrupting the world, which I suppose is a noble cause, but man, his methods are a little questionable. But it's like, if it's for a good cause, man, that is. I mean, this is obviously what the show wants you to think. Like, it wants you to think, man, this guy is a crazy mass murderer. But on the other hand, it also wants you to think he's technically helping the world. So I can already tell that's what the series wants you to get. You know, you're supposed. I can already tell you're supposed to question Light. You're supposed to be like, you know, okay, this guy's pretty fucked up, but he's still like, I don't know. It's a back and forth basically. You're kind of torn. It's like, okay, do you root for Light? Do you not root for Light? He's doing the world a favor, I guess, but he's also a mass murderer. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. And this is just episode 1. We'll have to see where it goes from here. And yeah, the criminals and the judgment, and Light will be the god of this new world. That is nuts. That is nuts, man. Like, it's so gone to his head already. That may be the biggest thing about this episode, is that this is all gone to his head immediately. Like, this is not like happening over a couple episodes where he's, you know, getting more and more and more, you know, power mad basically, and writing more and more and more names. He's already written thousands of names. He's already written so many names in the notebook. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. We're already into like his philosophy and stuff, and his like, you know, ideas of, you know, his ideals of, you know, he wants to be caught basically. He wants to be recognized as the god of this world, which is why he's leaving all of them as heart attacks, because someone is bound to notice that all these criminals are having heart attacks. So, oh god. This is nuts, man. This is really nuts. We're on episode 1. We're on episode 1, and this is nuts. But alright, I like it. You got me. I'm hooked. I'm very curious as to where this is going. So yeah. That's pretty much all I got for this episode. That is a crazy, intense first episode, but man, it really hooks you. It really hooks you, and I like that. So yeah, that is basically that. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Death Note reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.